Hi, so I'm back and today I'm doing a power yoga sequence. This is what I love using to help build strength. So we're going to be doing things like some of my favourite drills, but also doing some isometric holds as well. So things like holding plank with maximum effort to really help build strength. Before we start, I want to say nothing should be painful. If something does cause pain, then please ease off or stop altogether. And I will try and give options throughout. So if you feel your form being compromised, then make sure you don't you take a lessen the intensity and take an option, because as soon as you compromise your form, it can lead to injury and it can actually lead to things you don't want, like for instance your core. If you can't hold your core strongly during plank and you see yourself doming, then it actually can lead to you getting a bit of a dome stomach rather than the flat stomach that you want. So let's start. I'm going to start on our seat in a comfortable seated position. Just do a gentle warm up to start. So let's just take 2 deep breaths. So one hand on the heart, one hand on the stomach. Take a deep inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do that again at the same speed. Really feel your stomach lifting, coming up through the ribs going forwards, backwards and to the sides, and then all the way up to the collarbone. And slowly exhale, release. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Blink the eyes open. Drop the left hand to the ground. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, folding over. Inhale through center. Exhale to the other side. One more time. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Inhaling up. Exhale over. Inhale all the way up. Bring the hands on the knees. Inhale, roll the body forward. Exhale, round the back. Bring it back. So circling round. Any direction feels good. Taking small circles, big circles. Just feel through the body. Feel what you need. Use the breath. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. Changing direction. Inhale forward. Exhale, belly button to spine. You should pull back. Inhale forward. Exhale, rounding the back. Inhale. And exhale. And coming back to center. Left hand on right knee, right hand behind. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gentle twist. Breathing here. Don't take it too strongly. We're just warming up our bodies here. Just warming up the spine. And inhale through center, long spine again. Exhale, twist. Coming back to center, rolling over the knees. Coming into a tabletop position. So wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. So take 3 cat-cows. Inhale, breathe the chest forward, arching the spine. Exhale, pushing the belly button to your spine, rounding the back, pushing the ground away. Inhaling forward. Exhale back. One more time. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Coming to a neutral position now. Lifting the pelvic floor. Bringing belly button to spine, tucking those toes. Let's just work and wake up the core. So you take a deep inhale. Exhale, lift the knees just an inch off the floor. Keep breathing here. Keep pulling belly button to spine. Keep pushing the ground away, pulling those shoulder blades away from your spine. Holding in here, breathing. Exhale, release. One more time, take a deep inhale. Exhale, lifting those knees. Pushing the ground away, pulling belly button to spine. Slight tuck of the pelvis, really feeling the core engage. Exhale, releasing down. Tiptoe the hands forward, melting the heart to the earth. Coming into a puppy pose, so pushing those forearms strongly into the earth, bringing the chest towards the ground. Hips should be over your knees. Enjoying the stretching of thoracic here. Tiptoeing the fingers back towards the hands. Placing the hands shoulder distance apart, spreading those fingers, tucking the toes, sending the hips up and back, downward facing dog.
So really spread those fingers wide on the mat. Bend into the knees, push the ground away, engage the core strongly and lift the pelvic floor. Then slowly start to straighten the knees, but keep that strength in your core and keep that nice long spine. If your knees are bent, that's absolutely fine. If your heels are off the mat, that's absolutely fine. Remember, we're just starting the practice as well. Then do what you need here, maybe pedaling the feet. I really love swinging the hips from side to side. See what your body feels like it needs. Then slowly find some stillness. And we're going to slowly tiptoe the feet towards the hands, bending the knees if you need to, maybe coming up onto fingertips as well if you need, and taking the feet so they're hip distance apart. Grabbing hold of each elbow and just taking a gentle ragdoll here, swaying from side to side if it feels nice. Then again, finding some stillness. On the next inhale, dropping the hands and slowly rolling all the way up to center. Bring the toes together to touch. Pick all the toes up, spread them down onto the mat. Lift the kneecaps, engage the thighs, engage the core, pull belly button to spine, lift pelvic floor. As we're doing all the exercises today, make sure as you're doing them, you're lifting the pelvic floor and you've got that feeling of engagement in the core. So imagine you're squeezing into a tight pair of jeans. It's really important that you keep that feeling as you're doing the exercises. Roll the shoulders up and back, strengthen the arms, and imagine I'm pulling you through the crown of your head. Inhale the arms to the sky, bring fingertips to touch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to fingertips, open the heart. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping back, plank pose. Dropping your knees, chest and chin. Inhaling the body forward into low cobra. Exhale, tucking the toes, lifting the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Holding it here, 5 deep breaths. Just starting the practice with a few sun salutations to really warm up into the body. Take a deep inhale. Exhale it out through the mouth. So keep pushing the ground away, keep feeling the energy through your heels into the earth and keep feeling that nice long spine and engagement in the core. Inhale to tippy toes, exhale bending the knees, gazing forwards, stepping the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, folding down. Inhale, using the core to rise all the way up, fingertips touch. Exhale, let's go straight back down, hands to the earth. Inhale, lengthen, open the chest. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping or jumping back, holding it here in plank. Actually, sorry, do not jump back into plank. Not good for your elbows. Always jump back into chaturanga. So really push the ground away. Squeeze the hands towards each other. Engage through the glutes. Slight tuck to the tailbone. Really engage that core. One of those poses that's always a hard one. Really use maximum effort as you're holding it here. And exhale, send the hips back and up, downward facing dog. Take one breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, roll the body forward, plank pose. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, open the chest, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, use the core. Send yourself back, downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Inhale for 1. Inhale for 2. Inhale for tippy toes. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Step or jump to the front of the mat. No sound. Long spine. Exhale, folding up. Inhale, using the core, coming all the way up. Fingertips touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Closing the eyes. Reconnect with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, blinking the eyes open. Inhale. Fingertips touch. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, gazing forwards, open the heart. Exhale, stepping or jumping back, plank pose. Lower in 3, 2,
1. Inhale, open that chest. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, coming onto your right hand, we're coming into a side plank. So make sure you have that wrist underneath the shoulder. You can gaze down or up at the ceiling. Then I want you to inhale, raise that left leg, and slowly step it behind you. Coming into a wild thing, bringing the hand overhead, firm through the glutes, pushing the hips up to the sky. Enjoying a gentle back bend here. Coming back, lifting that leg, pushing through the right hand, bringing the foot to a count of 5 to the front of your mat. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling up, warrior 1. So your front leg is at 90 degrees, your knee is over the ankle and your back foot is at 45 degrees. Push through the outer edge of that back foot, really engage through the legs, gaze up at the hands, hands could be together or apart. This is a closed hip pose, so really square your hips to the front of the room. Lots of people teach this with heels in line, but actually I find it better to always be on railway tracks so you can really square the hips forward. Gazing at the hands. We're going to do lots of those transitions today where you're moving very slowly between poses. It really helps build strength. And control like that really reduces the risk of injury as well, because you're being very mindful in your movement, how you move from one pose to the other. Exhale, we've been here long enough. Hands to the ground, stepping your left foot back, lowering down any way you want, strong core, elbows in towards the chest. Inhale, open that heart. Exhale, use the core to send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward, coming onto the left hand now, raising the right hand, side plank. Wrist underneath shoulder again. Really pull your hand into the sky, push the ground away. Inhale the right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it behind you, wild thing. Pushing those hips up, firming through the glutes, stretching through that right hand towards the back of the room. Inhale for 5. We're going into our warrior 1. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Foot to the front of the mat. Back foot at 45 degrees. Front foot facing forward. Strong core. Square those hips to the front. Whew. Again, when you're stepping forward, everyone holding it here, when you're stepping forward, it doesn't matter if you can't get to the front of your mat, just place the foot where it goes and then help it forward. The more you practice, the more you'll be able to get it further and further forward. It's hard at first, it's really hard. Breathing here, reconnect with the breath, making sure your core's nice and strong, your ribs here aren't flaring, gazing up at the fingertips. And exhale, framing that foot, dropping the hands to the earth, stepping the right foot back, plank pose. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, opening that chest. And exhale, downward facing dog. Coming onto the knees, wide knees, coming into a child's pose here. Reconnect with the breath. Staying here for 3 nice deep breaths. I should have said at the beginning, always the option for child's pose. Always the option to press pause, stop, take your time. You know, sometimes it's good to push ourselves, but we don't want to push ourselves too much, risk getting injured, because that is literally the last thing anyone wants. So remember, child's pose is always there for you. You can always slow it down. So exhale, planting those hands, tucking the toes, sending the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Exhale, bending the knees. Inhale, jumping to the front of the mat. Long spine. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, using the core. Coming all the way up, fingertips touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Coming into our flow now. So we're going to repeat this twice. The first time we're going to do it quite slowly, so we can really concentrate on each of the poses. The next time we'll do it faster, because our body knows what to expect a bit more. So just enjoy. Inhale, arms to the sky, fingertips touch. Exhale, floating forward. Inhale, open that chest. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping or jumping back, chaturanga. Inhale, open that chest, rolling those shoulders back and down. Exhale, using the core to bring yourself all the way back up. So, inhale the body forward. I'm going to do it this way around this time. Inhale the right arm into the air, the left leg's down. Coming into our side plank. Holding it here. I'm just going to show you it from this way around so you can see me. So again, make sure that shoulder is over the wrists. Make sure you're pushing your hip up towards the ceiling so the hips aren't collapsing. Inhale the right leg up into a kind of tree leg. So now we're going to go between one other thing and between a kind of high lunge thingy. We're going to use our core and you're going to just try and tap the ground as we do this. So, whoa. Strong core, tap the ground behind you. Inhale, forward, tap the ground in front. Bring it back to center. 2 more times. Exhale behind you. Inhale, in front. Exhale behind you. Inhale, in front. Dropping that foot all the way down. Coming up, high lunge. Whew. Holding it here. Engage into that back glute. See what it does for your hip flexors. It really lengthens and enables you to stretch through that hip flexor. Make sure that front knee is on top of the foot. Then we're going to inhale the left foot in towards the body. Coming up to stand. Bend into that knee. Coming in to a one-legged chair pose. So really push the ground away through that grounded foot. Then exhale, dropping that foot, coming through chair pose, bringing the hips all the way down to seat. Coming up into either half boat or, whoa, or not doing that, or straightening the legs, whoa, into full Navasana. Then exhale, dropping the feet, coming back through chair. And then inhaling the hands to heart center. Exhale, twisting around to the right. Have a little peek down at the knees. Make sure they're nice and aligned. The left knee likes to creep forward, so you keep pulling it back. Option to open the arms. Strong core, enjoying this twist. Closing the hands if they're open. Bringing the weight onto the right foot. Slowly picking up that left foot, sending it back into a high lunge. Squeeze the thighs towards each other, find real stability in the pelvis. Push through that grounded foot. Use your arm against your leg to really enjoy the twist again. Opening the twist if it feels good for you. Then inhale, sweeping the arms overhead, gazing forwards, dropping the left hand to the earth. Inhaling the right arm up. Again, enjoying that twist there. Then exhaling the right hand down. Inhaling the left arm up. Twisting to the opposite way. Then grounding down through that left foot. Inhaling up. Warrior 2. So heel to arch alignment. Oh, I don't know about you, but my front quad is a bit dead. Feeling it in the glutes as well. Imagine I'm pulling you in opposite directions. Lovely length through the core. And exhale, windmill the hands down. Stepping back into a plank pose. Maybe having a little swing of the hips if you need it. Exhaling, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, open the chest. Engage the glutes. Exhale, use the core. Up and back. Downward facing dog. Tiptoe the feet forwards. I'm going to switch back to the other side of my mat. You stay where you are. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, root to rise, coming all the way up. Fingertips touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. So repeating on the other side. Inhale, fingertips touch. Exhale, floating forwards. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding down, stepping or jumping. Lowering, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, open that chest. Exhale, hips to the sky.
One deep breath here, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bringing the body forward. Coming into our side plank. Right hand is down, left hand to the sky. Gazing down at the hand or up. Keeping that hip nice and lifted. Making the most of this air underneath you. Inhale the left leg into your tree leg. Exhale, tapping it down for 1. Inhale forward. Exhale, tap it for 2. Inhale forward. Exhale, tap it for 3. Ooh, you can do anything with your hands. Exhale, bringing it forward. Hands to the sky, coming into that high lunge. So front knee over the ankle, engaging into that back glute, gazing forwards. Imagining I'm lengthening your body here. Again, thighs can be squeezing in towards each other. Really feel the legs engaged, the pelvis nice and stable. So inhale, bring that right knee into your chest. And exhale, burn into the left knee. One-legged chair. It's hot in London today. Dropping that foot down, sending the hips back into our Navasana. Whoop. So holding it here. You can hold your hands behind the thighs if you want to. Really roll those shoulders back, have a nice long spine. Engagement at the pelvic floor, engagement at the core. Exhale, dropping the feet down. Coming back to your chair pose. Squeezing the knees together. Belly button to spine. Exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. Inhale, opening that chest, rolling the shoulders back and down. Then exhale, coming to the opposite side. Twisting around to the left. Peeking down at those knees again. Make sure the right knee isn't creeping forward. Breathing here, maybe opening the arms, whatever option you took on the opposite side. Bringing the hands back together, bringing the weight into the left foot, looking down if you need more stability, sending that right foot back into our twisted prayer, or prayer twist, let's call it that. Whoa, squeezing the thighs towards each other, maybe opening the hands, holding it here, a couple more breaths, gazing up at the sky. Then inhale, returning to that high lunge. Gazing forwards, nice strong core, squeeze that back glute. Exhale the right hand to the ground, inhale twisting, squeezing again the thighs towards each other. Then exhale, left hand comes down, right hand stretches up, twisting in the opposite way. Breathing here. Spinning that foot, that back foot so it's grounded on the floor. Whoop. Then inhale using the core, coming all the way up, warrior 2. Imagine you're squeezing the feet towards each other. Notice how that feels in your legs. Your legs really turn on, your glutes turn on. Imagine I'm pulling you in opposite directions. Make sure that front foot isn't collapsing in and it's tracking that ankle nicely. Then exhale, hands float to the ground, step back plank pose, lower the knees. Bring the hips back. Child pose. 5 deep breaths here. Let's inhale together. Exhale, release through the mouth. One more time like that. Inhale. Exhale, release through the mouth. 3 more deep breaths here. Staying in child's pose. Or if you're feeling nice and energetic, maybe going back to downward facing dog. But just making sure you're reconnecting to the breath. The breath is really the essence of yoga, and if we don't have it, then, you know, what is yoga? So planting those hands, tucking the toes, sending the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Again, tiptoe those feet forwards, towards the hands. And inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, using the core, coming all the way up. Hands, fingertips touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. So, we're going to do that again. We're going to spend a breath or so in each pose, so it's going to be faster. Hopefully you'll remember the sequence, so it'll feel a bit more familiar to you and your body. Inhale, the hands to the sky. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, lengthen, long spine. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping back, going straight to downward dog or taking a vinyasa. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, hips to the sky. Inhale, roll the body forward. Ooh, right hand into the air. My right's and left confused. Inhale the leg up. So inhale, touch behind. Exhale in front. Inhale behind. Exhale in front. Keep pushing that ground away. Using your core. Inhale, then forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, high lunge. Take an exhale here. Inhale, knee comes into chest. Exhale, one-legged chair. Inhale here. Exhale, dropping the foot, squeezing the knees together as you come down to sit. Inhale, Navasana pose. Whoa. Exhale, dropping the feet, squeezing the knees as you come back to chair. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, open that chest. Exhale, twisting around to the right. Take a deep inhale. Then exhale, weight transfers to the right foot. Stepping back, twisted prayer pose. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, gazing forward. Exhale, left hand to ground. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right hand goes to the earth. Inhale, the left arm up into the air, squeezing those thighs towards each other. Then inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, folding the arms, stepping back, plank pose, holding it here. So, shoulders over knees, wrists. Spread those fingers, squeeze the hands towards each other, turning on your pecs. Slight tap of the tailbone, engage to the core, engage to the glutes. Then exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, open that chair. Exhale, go back to chaturanga. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal the feet here, swing the hips, do whatever you need before we move on to the other side. Find some stillness. Inhale, bringing the body forward. Exhale, side plank. Inhale, touching that toe behind you. Exhale, coming forwards. Inhale, back. Exhale, forwards. Keep pushing the hip above you, pushing the ground away. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up, high lunge. You still with me? My hair looks like I've been through a bush. Inhale, bringing that right knee towards your chest. Exhale, one-legged chair. Inhale, then exhale, dropping the foot down, coming into your Navasana pose. Well, I'm going to take half at the moment. I'm really wobbling. Roll those shoulders back. Exhale, dropping the feet. Squeeze the knees, squeeze the glutes as you come into chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, open that chest. Exhale, twisting round to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Weight goes into the left foot. Send that right foot back. Into your twist. Open around hands. Then inhale. High lunge. Exhale, right hand to the earth. Left hand to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, left hand to the earth, right hand to the sky. Inhale, exhale, warrior 2. Take an inhale here. Exhale, windmill the hands, step back, lower the knees. Child's pose. 5 deep breaths here. I think the one mistake here of having stupid hair for my practice, of having to play with it. I promise it's not an excuse not to do stuff. So, enjoying one more breath in your child's pose. And coming up through tabletop, tucking the toes, sending the hips up and back, then tiptoe the feet forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, folding down. Tiptoe your feet until they're hip distance apart. Take hold of your big toes with your peace fingers and thumbs. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, gaze forward. Exhale, folding down. Oh, using your hands to help you, but most of your help comes from the core. Making sure the weight's in your toes, elbows are going out to the side, and your stomach is really engaged, helping you get that tiny bit further. So think inhale, long spine, exhale, fold. Inhale, release, come to the fingertips. Exhale, bring your hands so they're underneath your feet, your fingertips, your toes, sorry, you're tickling your wrists. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding down. It's absolutely fine to have a bit of a bend in your knee. As you inhale, really engage that stomach up and back, finding yourself a little bit more room to tuck, to fold a little bit further. 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Then inhale, untucking the hands. Bringing your hands to your waist. Exhale. Inhale, coming all the way up using the core. Step your left or right foot, I don't mind, towards the back of your mat. Each foot's at 45 degrees. We're going to come into goddess pose here. Inhale the arms to the sky. Exhale, sitting down. So you want to make sure here that your knees are tracking your ankles. So they want to collapse in. Make sure you keep pushing them back. Keep pushing your hips down towards the ground. Make sure you're using your strength here. I see a lot of people just kind of chilling out. This is a strong pose. You're building your strength, so you don't want to just rely on your flexibility to get down low. So bring your hands so they're captors. We're going to do 10 pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding it here. 10. Raising the right here. Feel. 8, 7, 6. Strong core, strong arms. 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand side. Holding it here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both heels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale, lengthen. So from here, turn the heels out. Maybe widen the stance a little bit. Inhale the arms to the sky. Engage that core. Engage through the legs. Exhale, fold down. Taking hold of either side of the ankles or the shins or maybe the big toes. Exhale, folding down here. Squeeze those feet towards each other. Really engage through the legs. Engage through the core. If your head goes to the ground, then maybe come up and bring your feet towards each other a little bit to give yourself a bit more of a challenge. Inhale, straight spine onto fingertips. Exhale, hands come to waist. Inhale, coming all the way up. Clasp the hands behind your back. Inhale, open the chest, gazing up. Exhale, use the core coming all the way down. Prasarita Padottanasana C. Really use the core again, squeeze the feet towards each other and feel the hands pressing towards the earth. It's one of those poses, if you ever see a picture of David Spencer doing it, oh my god, he's amazing. He can just get his hands to the floor and they don't get it. Personally, I really struggle with flexibility, so I've had to work really hard on it. Inhale, coming all the way up. Windmill the hands to frame that front foot. Step the foot back, coming into plank, then lowering the knees down. Bring the knees so they're hip distance apart. Bring the hands onto your sacrum, so that bony part behind your back. Just above your bum. Whichever way, some people prefer that way, I prefer this way. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, engage through the glutes, engage the quads, and then breathe the chest up. If you want, you can keep the head facing forwards, or you can relax it back. Just really squeezing the shoulder blades together and down, breathing the chest up. You should be able to breathe nicely here. Keeping the glutes engaged and the hips pressing forward. Inhale, coming all the way up. Whew. We're going to do a camel hinge now. So bring your hands so the palms are facing behind you. Again, engaging through the glutes, engaging through the quads.
Then exhale, bending as far back as you can without starting to back bend. You want to be a nice plank. Then we're going to pulse your arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. 1, 2, 3. Coming all the way up. This is Benny. Whew. One more time. Through camel. Again, keeping your hands on the sacrum, or maybe you want to grab hold of the ankles. So engage those quads, engage the quads. Inhale. Read the chest to the sky. And maybe taking hold of those ankles. But keep pressing those hips towards the front of the room. Keep engaging those glutes. Holding it here for 2 more breaths. Inhale. To come out of this, bring your hands to your lower back, engaging the core, and inhale, coming all the way up. One more time with those camel hinges. Reconnecting with the breath first. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. And inhale, hinging back. Going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding for 1, 2, 3. Coming all the way up. Sending the hips back. Child's pose. Forehead coming down to the earth. Hands behind you. Breathing into the stomach here. And when you're ready, coming up, planting the hands. Coming through your downward dog. Maybe a little hop, whatever way you want to come onto your seat. Let's start slowing down a bit here. So straightening that front leg at 45 degrees, bringing the right foot in. Janushirasana variation here. So inhale, framing that left leg, long spine. Exhale, folding down, maybe taking the shin, trying to keep a nice long spine so really not rounding that back. Holding it here, 3 more breaths. Inhale, exhale. Feeling the engagement in your core. Lifting that belly to give yourself a little bit more space. Then inhale, coming all the way up. Planting that right hand behind you. Sending the hips high, coming onto that shin. And coming into a nice side stretch here. Imagine engaging to the glutes. Imagine I'm pulling your hand in the opposite direction. Exhale, sending the hips down. Bringing that left leg to wrap over your right into cow face pose here. If this is too much, you can always straighten that right leg and just have the left leg on top. Make sure you're not sitting on your heels. Bring your heels as far away from your sides as you can. Personally, I find this really intense pose and I'm still really hardly working on it. Working very hard. Bring the right hand up, behind your back, holding either onto the elbow, or if you have the flexibility in shoulders, grasping the hands behind your back. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale. You can fold, or you can just stay here. Whatever feels nice in this pose for me, this is enough. Listen to your body. Your body will tell you when something is enough. We should always be grateful every day that we have the ability to move. So don't take it for granted and put your body through too much. Exhale, releasing down. Now, we're going to do a bit of a clever switch onto the other side now. Walking your hands to the right hand side, picking up your bum, spinning around, whoop, and coming back to the opposite side. If you didn't quite get that, you've got your left foot underneath, your right foot on top. Again, always the option to straighten that left leg. Bring the left hand above, right hand grabbing onto the elbow, or again, taking the same option behind the back. I should have said this on the opposite side, there's always the option of using a strap, clasping it with either hand. So again, either inhaling forwards or just staying here. Connect the breath, send the breath to the parts of the body which feel sticky. Then releasing down, extending that right leg to the 45 degrees, bringing the left foot into the thigh. Bring the body so it's framing that right leg, inhaling the arms up, exhale, folding down. Breathing here. Inhaling the arms all the way up, planting that left hand behind you, sweeping the right hand overhead, sending the hips to the sky. Nice side stretch here again. Sending the hips back down, planting the feet onto the mat, coming into our last poses now. We're going to come down onto the ground to a count of 10. As you go down, really round through the back like a cat back and pull the belly button into your spine. So for 10, 9, always the option to hold onto the legs, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming to lie on your back, squeezing the legs into the chest, giving yourself a hug here, and extending the left leg forward, hugging in the right, bringing it over to the left, and taking your gaze to the right. Arms either in cactus, or maybe fully stretched if you have the room, gazing over the right hand, gazing over the right shoulder. Hey buddy. Inhaling back up to center, bringing the left leg in, sweeping through the legs. Stretching out that right leg, squeezing the left leg in, then twisting around to the opposite side. I'm running out of room. Hey Benny. Again. Sorry. God, he loves a kiss in the face. Gazing over that left shoulder. Then inhaling back up to center, giving your legs a last squeeze, maybe taking whatever pose you feel like you need before ending up in Shavasana. So taking a well-earned couple of minute rest here, stretching the legs out mat distance apart, let the feet splay out to the sides, bring the hands a little bit further away from your body than you might think, just so you can really relax through the shoulder blades. Close the eyes and really connect to the breath. Try and clear your mind, try and really take this time to appreciate what your body has done. As we lie here, let's take a body scan together. So start from the tips of your toes, to your ankles, to your shins. Let them melt into the floor. Let everything go. Coming up through the knees, the thighs and the hips. And let them go, release. Through the pelvis, the lower stomach, the abdomen, the chest. Bring your attention here for a moment. Then let them relax into the mat. Up to the shoulders, down each arm, the upper arm, the elbow, the lower arm, and through each of the fingers. Bring your attention here. And let go. Through the neck, the chin, the mouth and the nose. Release. The eyes, the forehead, and finally the crown of the head. Make your body feel all it's done today, then let it go. When you're ready, start bringing some movement back into your body. Feel free to just pause the video here and take as long as you need. Stretch the arms overhead, stretch the toes in the opposite direction. Then bring the knees into the chest, maybe rocking from side to side. And then finally, making your way to your right hand side. Using the left hand to push yourself up, keeping the eyes closed if you wish. Coming to a seated position at the top of the mat. Reconnecting with the breath one more time. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, release. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I really hope you enjoyed it. Have a great end to your day, and namaste.